Alright, well, yeah, I'll just start here. Alright, so 3, 2, 1. This is a terrible life choice.
Kimberly OP.
She's the fastest.
Scoot over.
For this one, at least. Oh.
Dumb just likes pink.
Yes, totally.
No, actually, there's actually strats in Power Rangers. It sounds dumb, but there's one of my mods in chat right now, DanShow1, currently has the record in this. It's a 2755, which is actually really, really god tier. All of the putty spawns are consistent, and so the strats that Delm is using right now are pretty known, like comboing the putties together and throwing them into each other. The main RNG in this game is at the end, like in the final 2 bosses. It's super, super, super trolly, to the point where if the final boss decides to block, you could be 30 seconds ahead. Like, I've seen Dan show 20 seconds ahead of his world record time and then lose it by like a minute because of the last boss. So it's a pretty cool game.
This is terrible so far, really.
The old SDA run, if I remember correctly, primarily used Kimberly. Because she's considered to be the fastest, but there's been new strats recently within like the last year that have been found where you use, what is it, Trini and Zach, the yellow and black ranger.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
By the way, when they're in ranger form, they're all the same.
Yeah, they all have the same sprite.
Except she uses a bow.
Yeah, they have different weapons, but...
Oh my god.
So yeah, you use the bow to shoot and actually manipulate where the putties like bounce
She's got some
together.
big old shoulders.
Dude, what's the fuck with this bug, dude?
Wow. She's buff.
Harold's going for 5%. And there is items in this game like that you can use, kind of like a standard beat 'em up, like benches and trash cans and stuff that you can grab.
This bug is...
Hey.
Also, this is really, really bad. Sometimes the arrow doesn't kill the other guy. Alright, well here's the first boss. I have nothing to say about this one.
The game speaks for itself.
You have penis.
Ryan hits you back occasionally. No.
No arms. God.
Well,
Just some skull and a head.
that can happen. If you can combo him like right when his head starts to move, but I missed it.
Write down the password.
Yeah,
Make sure you write it down.
Write it down. Do that. I'm glad that I'm not even reading the chat. No. Don't.
Just like the entire thing.
Also, Also, the green one are harder to set up because they can't just run and jump if they want to. Dude, don't try it. If they're too close, I'm just...
Oh, these ones have shields. And Donkey Kong just hit you.
Kick the exploding barrel, that's okay. That's what I would do.
Wonder else can you cap the demo or anything?
I just don't want to jump on this nest.
Please do it.
No, please no.
Will you will? Just being down, I've already been victimized. You guys are 3 for 3. Can go to the road troller.
Why can't I be victimized?
This is why the green one are in there.
So you'll see that he doesn't ever use Billy, who's the Blue Ranger, because Billy sucks shit. Like his movement slow is about half every other Ranger, but his one perk is that he has a crouching kick that's super OP, and like does more damage than any other attack. And fun fact, Dancho actually has a Billy % time that's better than Dellen's PB of 80%.
Yes.
Just saying.
Just saying. Because I didn't run this game like a long time.
There's actually some pretty cool glitches and stuff in this game.
It's probably face bar really hard to match. Not gonna lie.
But yeah, there's a couple cool glitches. This tower climb is actually pretty precise, and it's fairly difficult. But it's a good thing that Tree's super buff. There is a little bit of RNG coming up here with a laser.
Does that happen?
That's not RNG.
No, it's not.
And you can actually, what Delm does there, like how he extends the combo essentially, is like a strat that was developed. Because when you do a standard combo, it's just 4 hits like that, but for certain enemies you need more than that, and so you can kind of hit them and then do like a cancel basically in the combo and then just finish out a 4 hit. Those putties are actually, you can do a skip with them where you knock one of them off screen and he actually gets pushed up probably about 20 pixels and he actually is floating in the air, and
Doesn't save any time, though.
it doesn't save any time, but it definitely got messed with a lot, thinking it could save some time.
Yeah.
But there's just some weird stuff like that that hasn't really been super developed. I know it's in the works, but putty placement gets really weird if you knock them off. For some reason, they'll just float in certain positions. So yeah, the 100-pound 18-year-old girl can throw grown men over her head. That was actually pretty good competition.
I missed the first throw. I tried to throw like
Uppercut the ceiling.
Yeah, you jump there pretty much like in Battle Kid 2, like where the conveyor is at, you jump there to maintain speed.
You're comparing this to Battle Kid. I'm sure Duckfist is very amused.
I just figured like,
It's pretty hard to dumb down.
It's a similar game, of course.
you can't skip these tanks at all. I know that's been messed with quite a bit too, but they're like just over the height of your maximum jump. And unfortunately you can't really like wall jump and carry on in the same direction.
Here's the second boss.
Yeah, this boss can be a troll somewhat, but
It looks like a troll.
if he gives you a good pattern, then you can full combo him.
He gave me a good pattern, but
He did.
I didn't do anything. Come on.
Yeah, this is like God pattern.
I'm pretty sure that show is gonna be.
That was like the most
Does he do
amazing
anything?
pattern.
He's still playing.
Yeah, he does do some stuff when he appears right there in front of Delm to attack. Like essentially, when you get he's on a proximity timer, so
I need him to be up here. But
then you just bomb here and saber tooth him.
the trick is to hit him 3 times and then drop down the platform, hit him once, and then do another combo.
And Joe is not happy.
I don't care. I really don't care if he's not happy.
No one's happy.
No, wait. Shit, I took the wrong character. That's fine though. Okay.
So Zach's pretty fast.
Get out of here.
You're supposed to have Kimberly in this area, but
I know, but I just wanted Zach.
I'm just saying it'll be okay.
What are those pants, dude?
Those are parachute
Hammer.
pants, dude.
Yeah.
Wait till you see the credits with this guy.
Oh boy.
Oh yeah.
It's quite a treat. His leg kick is super good. It's really quick and it's got good power.
I know, and that was a mistake not picking the other character, but dude, he's still after. He's still in for blood.
Okay.
Robot spiders.
This game casually is actually really weird because the way that enemies are placed, it makes you feel like you need to take a certain path when that's absolutely not the case at all. I mean, you can pretty much just walk by half of the
Dude,
enemies.
this is a new strat, Dan. This is a new strat using this character.
There's a pretty cool graphical glitch in this stage.
Should I try it?
You should try for it. But it's kind of weird. I've never seen it even attempted without Kimberly, but the boss in this level is called Eye Guy, and he's basically like a big tapioca pudding ball with eyeballs. That throw.
Good move.
I didn't realize that I knew so much about this stupid fucking game.
I just need him to drop down.
Probably not it. Probably not close enough.
No.
So if you can get basically on the left side of that light, he'll come down in just a pixelated jumble. It doesn't really do anything. It doesn't cost or save any time. It's just a pretty cool little trick. Essentially, when you get the Rangers to transform, they're pretty much the same, minus Kimberly using her bow to set up certain enemies, but they have the same combo, it does the same amount of damage, and it's pretty much the same reach.
Just Kimberly was less bump. More bump than this.
It's just black, it's more slimming than the
Dude, that's an effective weapon. That's quite cool.
Yeah, this whole crawling section is really fast paced. It takes a really precise right press on the D-pad to get through. There's a couple portions in the game using like those steam nozzles that Dylan will damage boost through certain sections.
I like how Dylan laughed. Yeah, sure.
Get hype.
I just wanted to
That
do
was
it.
nice.
So, this portion of this level is notorious for being slow. I mean, the rest of the game is like a blistering pace, so it's to be expected, but this water section, probably for like 2 years, there's been a couple people who have been trying to help and find a way to skip this section, and there's always like small glimmers of hope. Like there's a Muniz skip that's an older strat.
It's not gonna happen though.
But yeah, it won't happen, and it really doesn't even help that much. But
It doesn't save anything. It doesn't give you anything, but health. That's it.
But yeah, these are the ones that he damage boosts through, so you don't have to wait there. And it's actually
Did he take damage?
kind of
Yeah.
Yeah.
Light bar looks
well.
cool.
Because I had
changes
a
color.
purple bar.
Yeah.
Purple bar is like a
Oh.
little bit more.
It extends his life bar, it looks like.
Yeah.
But yeah, so far there hasn't been anybody successful in finding a good skip for this, like a way to, you know, like despawn the water or something.
Despawn the water. that's
I know that people have like
It's a high
attempted
water.
to do this kind of thing because right here you have to wait, like you can't jump out of the water, and you can't even get onto the platform until you're up above it, so you have to just kick and kind of do your fancy
Alright,
feet.
so somebody can jump over. Ah.
So yeah, there's a little bit faster strat there where you can jump,
You could jump on that platform.
Like
but I
Mega Man
missed it.
7 1.
pretty much, yeah.
Oh yeah, you can jump out of
But yeah, so that section is just really painful because of the water mechanic.
You can just throw them out. You can insta-kill them. It's alright. That works.
I mean, really, this game's graphics aren't that bad, which is kind of funny.
Chad wants to know why you're not running the game, Deuce.
Oh.
Why what?
Why you don't run this game?
Why I don't run this game?
Yeah, why not?
Practically do.
The only reason I don't run this game is because I don't want to take the only thing that Dancho has away from me. So this pattern is like the worst you can get. Sometimes iGuy will just kind of hang out there and not do very much. And
That's a cool boss.
The one-eyed monster.
always. But yeah, there's pretty much like a god pattern that every boss can give you. The troll gave it to Delm. And excuse
And
me,
I missed it.
a lot of bosses have 2 cycles, just like the skeleton in the first level. So once his bread pudding skin falls off, you just fight the eyeball.
I had a good combo right there.
So yeah, you jump in combo there and then use bomb.
Can you just hit him, please? There, one.
GG.
Densho's stomaching.
He just keeps posting his times.
You lolled at Deuce's burn.
Now,
He
this is
knows
the
he
stage
knows
I
I'll
was
never
supposed to
run
take this
piece of
character, but okay.
Yeah, that stage is it's pretty amazing how much time you save by using different rangers. They're just, I think by using Trinium level 2 that it probably cut like 30 to 40 seconds off of the route. Just because of Putty spawns, it was more ideal with her moveset.
Yeah, I love that low kick animation. That's good stuff.
Breakdance
Doing the
move.
splits.
It's like that one that B-boys like jump up and land in, you know?
The split.
I really like his vest, dude. Like, I don't know what it is.
That's
It's like the genie from Aladdin.
Sick outfit. The doors as many times as you kick it, dude. To kill.
God. Fuck it.
Shaq food. Let's just go Shaq food, dude.
There we go, full check.
Go get that chicken.
No stairs, right? Well placed there.
Yeah, the damage that enemies deal in this game is pretty much irrelevant. You can take a bunch of hits and like the amount of health that they actually give you.
Chicken doors.
This is actually the portion of this game where Zach was instituted because this route was so much faster than using the other rangers. Like for whatever reason, his attacks on that staircase work so much better, and his kick is really fast, and so you can use that to kill the enemies walking up the stairs and it saves like 20 seconds.
Yeah, just jump.
Just troll.
Oh my god.
As you can tell, the AI is extremely advanced in this game, and they anticipate your movements by standing still. The Warthog Indian boss guy is got a pretty interesting pattern.
This is the easiest boss. Oh, just
Every game has to have that Warthog in the boss.
Everybody's favorite elevator levels.
this elevator stuff. There's absolutely nothing. You can stand up and not get hit by anything.
Little squirrel.
And even the guns. It's really weird.
Like I don't really know.
Well designed.
You better not jump. That's all it's
There's guns that are gonna be at your level, but only like 2, I think. This one.
Pretty tight dodge there.
Why aren't there
They're
guys
blowing up the
falling
elevator.
Why aren't there guys falling down in front of you?
If you look, as you can actually, yeah, that can be bad if you don't jump up there. But if you look when those guys go on the rail, they actually it has an animation for them to hit the elevator and it causes it to blow up. That guy's playing Call of Duty.
No scoop.
This portion of the game, you can get trolled pretty decently by a laser that's coming up. And it's all based upon whether you, essentially if you continue forward without stopping, if you hesitate at all, then the timing line gets messed up and it can actually knock you into a pit. Watch out for the steel beam.
Why are they swinging and falling? They're doing a terrible job.
They're building a skyscraper, dude.
That's great.
So that was the laser right there that I was talking about.
That's not this one.
Well, that one can shoot as well. It's if you jump off into that platform and yeah. Just like everything else in this game though, that thing shoots at blinding speed.
He has the bomb here because that thing can go under the floor and just mess you up.
That's the really tough
No, it's
laser.
it's this one. This one. This one shoot you and you can actually fall into the
You
hole.
sure that I've seen Dan Show die on all of those lasers?
Oh,
Well, this is the intro we're talking about here.
Yeah, this boss is I'm really not sure what he is. I guess not really like a.
He looks like a rat.
He looks kind of like
this
a
is
wolf
why it's
pirate.
the easiest one because he's spawning left and right, and you can just do that.
He is faster if you use the bomb, but it's worth using it on that other guy because it saves a bunch of time.
Some of the other bosses were from actual episodes of the show, weren't they?
I think all of them are.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I gotta remember him.
If once we or Delm gets to the end of the game, you'll definitely recognize the bosses as you get closer. Like what's that dude, Bryan Cranston or whatever from Breaking Bad, voiced a couple of them.
Sweet.
It's just cakes. Easier than going down there and punching, I guess. If you mash, the combo is just not gonna work because you're gonna attack so slow.
There is actually a Japanese version of this game as well. And if I recall correctly, really the only difference is a couple putty placement. It's like 1 or 2 putties is the only difference in the entire game, and everything else is the same.
Except that the Japanese version of this game is worth more than the English one.
Yeah, the Japanese version of this game is actually pretty expensive because it was pretty rare over there.
Do they usually stream it in here?
Who?
That was the question posed in the chat.
If I assume this?
Honestly, if you guys want to watch
Yeah, go
Mighty
watch
Morphin
Dan
Power
Show.
Rangers, watch Dan Show 1.
That's all,
or,
that's all he does.
Yeah, that's pretty much the only game he runs.
That and do it.
But there's really the community of Power Rangers over the last like 3 years has been down like a long time ago, and Butters, sorry, Bubbles, Butters, and
Dan Show's getting off.
Dan Show. So there was. Like, Dan Show got sub 30 and some new strats started coming about, and then Butters came along and kind of pushed the game, and sub 29 was the goal for a while, then it became sub 28, and now it's known that sub 2730 is definitely possible. But like 5 years ago probably there was a run of this on SDA, and there were some pretty funny comments in it, like with the given route. There was a comment on there like, if this game was played perfectly, it would possibly be sub 45. But Dan's been waiting to submit until he gets some god run, which I have no idea why.
Is he ever going to get it? What's it? Also, there's two really tight jumps that are coming up. It just jumps over the. There's gonna be two gunners. I'm gonna try to jump over them, like over their shops. Like this one. This one.
Nice. Those jumps are pretty tight. Just with the barrel being there too, they're pretty hard to execute. If you ever want to play this game, do not play it on emulator either.
No.
It's like, it emulates the worst out of any game I've ever seen. It's so bad, the lag and everything is just exponential to the cartridge.
Dude. I'm trying to place these guys. It's like such a challenge.
Yeah, the green putties are a bit of a nuisance because they actually attack you.
All they do is jump. That's the only thing that
It's
dude,
a while yet.
That would be world record.
My body's ready.
Not really.
That wouldn't be world record. We already passed it.
I don't know how to play so.
You can actually damage boost there and make it through here in one cycle, but it's pretty tight.
I don't even have a language.
Praise the sun.
If you do a combo on that laser and then use the bomb, you destroy it.
That boss music. This boss can actually be pretty trolly.
That's the worst pattern, by the way.
Yeah.
When he jumps into the
That was the kind of one.
Yes. Like this one too.
Yeah, so he can either short hop or do that little flip like that, and that's ideal because then you can combo him. And you can actually kind of get him over in the corner and hopefully keep him manipulated so that he's essentially what Down is doing right there.
If you do a full combo and he's in the corner, he's just gonna teleport away. That's why you try to push him away from him.
Getting trolled pretty hard right here. I love their like convulsing animations before they blow up.
Alright, here's the final 2 fights of the game. You'll probably recognize that.
You should, if you ever watch Power Rangers, you should absolutely know what's happening here.
Oh shit.
Oh, damn.
Megazords.
So whether the boss blocks like that is completely random. So that's why it can be so troll, because Delm could be hitting him every single hit here, but this is absolutely terrible. And it's not on Delm at all, it's just that the boss is deciding to be a dick. And Dancho actually developed a way to manipulate both cycles of the last boss, but they're really precise, and if the boss decides just not to let you do it, then he won't.
The fury.
Well, this one's down. Now the final one. This time's down.
Oh well. So, time is when he hits with the slash like he just did there. And I'm sure you guys recognize the bass.
The spell you do in this one is just jump and do this.
But that was actually pretty decent to get like 3 hits in a row like that, because that was actually
It's not
yet.
time, dude. It's not time.
So get wrecked.
Oh man. Yeah, it's
Why
not
would it
time.
reset though? That's weird.
I don't
I would
know.
have told you.
So
We'll never know.
Oh well.
I'm gonna stop it. Like, it's gonna be like 3 seconds long right here.
No, this boss can really troll the shit out of you for no reason.
This is the worst.
Like when you hear that really high pitched blocking sound, that's just RNG. Just not letting you hit
It's the
him.
sound of RNG.
That is terrible. There we go. That's it.
23 seconds.
No, time.
Yes.
Time.
World
I
record.
thought it was right here. Very first time.
Still
No,
23 seconds.
time is on final.
Yeah, this will change.
I think it's still
Yeah,
sub
probably
SDA time too.
Yeah, probably like high 32, 33 or
32, yeah.
something.
Not bad.
Yeah,
Now for
it's
like
3150.
like the greatest ending. This is so ridiculous,
Oh,
dude.
man.
It's a road. Oh.
Woo!
Oh yeah.
The house
That fist
what?
bump.
Right fist bump, dude, just getting it. Kimberly maxed out, looking all Tiffany.
That's not safe.
So yeah, Billy is the dude with glasses and the shitty parted bowl cut. You didn't really see
There's
him.
only 2 that you'd never use.
The Red Ranger is Jason. He's a badass.
They're pretty useless.
The ending only gets better too. This scene is amazing.
Does it say the house
It
breakfast?
says the house breakfast. Yeah.
Okay.
And there's street signs on the sidewalk with no
Yep.
streets.
Hashtag racist. Yeah. If you look closely at his face.
Look at this.
Oh, God.
You.
The juice bar.
It looks like it's a white guy in black face.
Yeah. Pretty much.
Guy's training to be a GIF.
The juice bar was a
Wow.
Yeah.
But yeah. So.
Even with